Hi, it's me, Monica, and welcome to Toxic Weight Loss, Dieting, and Intuitive Healing. So, today I'm going to talk about a very, very big part of my life. I have been aware of the fact that I was overweight since I was 9 years old, have had to do something about it ever since, and I went to my first dietitian when I was 15 years old. This changes your relationship with food and how you inherently see food, but also I love food. So, it's been a journey. So I'm going to talk about the 3 dietitians I have visited in the past 7 years. 7 years, saying 7 years sounds really crazy to me. How I lost weight over these 7 years and kept gaining it, and why that was a pattern, and why it's probably a pattern for you, especially when you move from obesity level 2 to a healthier weight range. This cycle will keep fluctuating if you don't know how to keep it under check. This took a lot of learning at my end. Now, how your mental and physical health are connected, so your gut brain axis, and why you should be looking after your gut health. Why is it important for a woman to be in a safe space to be able to lose weight? Why does the body hold on to fat as a protective layer for women if they feel like they're not in a safe environment, or your internal state does not think you're in a safe environment? What is glycemic index? The weight management aspect using glycemic index in foods. Why is protein important when you're losing weight? Everyone talks about macros. What a lot of people don't do is talk about micros. Extremes of dieting. We will talk about the importance of extremes and then finding a balance, and why I think that is important. Why are you prone to gaining weight once you've been at a certain weight level or certain obesity level and you've lost weight? So why do you keep fluctuating when your friend who's skinny and has been skinny their entire life can be eating the same amount of food but not be gaining that kind of weight that you do, even though you're on the same weight level now? We will talk about this stuff. I'm going to talk about all 3 of my dietitians, what my start weight, end weight, and why I think there were certain pros and certain cons to them. And then I will talk about, if I had to do it again, how I would do it. Starting with my first dietitian at age 15, the approach she took was to eliminate a large part of food groups or large part of food items for me. And this she did after checking my blood levels. She used the Ayurveda technique for creating my meal plan. So this meant checking your doshas. I don't know if you know much about Ayurveda, but there are 3 doshas in your body which determine the amount of a certain element in your body. So after determining what element was excessive and what element was not as much in my body, she designed a meal plan so that I would find a balance. So the entire concept of a diet plan was that in a 7-day week, I had to plan out every single day's meals, where each day was an isolated macro in my day. Every morning was the same: spinach, mushrooms, and a slice of toast. Every evening was the same, where I would have soy milk and an apple. And lunch and dinner was an isolated macro that she gave me. It had to be either protein, or it was, say, rice day, so it was just rice. There was barely any roti or like carbs from wheat. She would give me paneer all day in a day, or she would give me, like, so she would select food groups, or like moong dal. She would select certain food groups and just give me that certain food group in a day. I liked it while it lasted. The pros to this was I lost weight from 86 kgs to about 74ish. That was about 12 kgs that I lost in about 3.5 months. I did not do any exercise apart from 10 Surya Namaskars a day. I was taking my ICSC. If you're in India, you know what that is. And I basically lost all muscle mass. I had lost weight, but I had lost my muscle mass more than I had lost fat. So I still had rolls of fat. I was slightly in control, but that's also because I lost a lot of muscle mass. Another dietitian. This dietitian's approach was, she gave me foods, everything to eat, everything, inclusive of pasta and pizza, everything. But what she did was she restricted the amount of calories I ate. So I was basically starving myself. I did that for 1 week. I paid for 3 months. I did that for 1 week. Worst thing I've ever done to myself is put myself in a calorie restrictive diet where I'm eating pizzas and pastas, like food that's higher in calories. but I have no energy through the day because I have not had high volume foods. Um, because I was a kid, she said, you should eat the pastas, you should not restrict anything, you should eat whatever you want, eat a little bit of everything, which is great. But also, I was eating very, very little. So I was lethargic and did not want to diet again in my entire life. I became 96 kgs by the time COVID hit. It was peak COVID. And the reason for that was I was having Maggi, pasta, pizza, paratha every single day without fail. I was eating multiple meals a day, very carb heavy, very butter, fat heavy. I was 96 kgs. That is insane for me to be saying out loud right now. 20-year-old Varnika goes to her third dietitian. She takes the approach of holistic healing. So the entire concept of her holistic healing approach was understand your mind, body, gut health, and brain, like gut-brain axis health. Yeah, so by this time I had read The Body Keeps the Score, which talks about how your body stores trauma, and because your body stores trauma, a part of the book talks about how you keep gaining weight and why weight sticks to your body because you have gained trauma. Now, trauma sounds like a big word, but it is not. It can literally include tiny shocks through the day, or like tiny stress levels, or like I'm stressed about going to college, or like I'm stressed about my ISC and I'm stressed about my ICSC. These little things keep adding up and then become a big stress factor that gives your body enough stress to not want to or not be able to lose weight. So the body keeps the score. Now, how you understand these stress levels and calm these down? Meditation, journaling, and even stuff like somatic healing exercises. Basically, are these exercises that help you open up your hip joints and other joints in your body that store a lot of stress. For me, it's my back and my hips. My neck used to be like this when I was growing up. I would put a picture of him. So with my third dietitian, I lost about 14 kgs. I was 84ish and I was 70 by the time I left her. It was a great journey for those 3 months. Now, why this weight loss stuck longer is because I was doing strength training along with it. So I was not losing just fat. I was also gaining muscle on the side, which I really liked. So shout out to my gym trainer who made me want to go to the gym every single day, sometimes twice a day. During my freshman year of summer, I was at the gym every single day. This man did not give me a single day's break. He would call me at 6 a.m. and be like, why are you not at the gym? If you're not at the gym, I'm going to make sure you're at the gym. I'm going to call your mom. I was like, okay, I'm coming to the gym. So I would be lifting, strength training, doing cardio, doing a lot of rowing. He would try to make me run. My third dietitian also made me understand the importance of the kind of food you eat in a plate. Sure, you should eat a balanced meal, but the order in which you should be eating that balanced meal matters. You need to start off with food that is higher in fiber, then move to food that has protein, then move to food that is more carb heavy. And apart from these three things that you eat every day, when you're trying to lose weight, or even this is something that I continue doing now, is you need to include fermented foods in your diet. What fermented food does is it improves your gut health in your body. I have given a brief overview of these three dietitians. I'm going to talk about what I would do if I was losing weight again from obesity level to a healthy weight range. Firstly, I would use my first dietitian's approach of isolating macros. I have read a lot of or heard a lot of Andrew Huberman podcasts who is a neuroscientist who talks about how when you isolate certain macros and eat whole foods, your body starts getting used to eating certain things. Your body can absorb those nutrients better, especially when you've been eating so much junk and processed foods right before that. So for your body to understand the kind of nutrients it's trying to gain from certain food groups, I would first start isolating certain days for certain macros or certain meals for just certain macros, so your body can understand the kind of food it's getting. What this helps with is when you eat a only carb meal, your body gets used to what carb is. when you eat a certain only protein, your body gets used to what protein is. This is an extreme step that I would not do for more than 2 months. It's just so that your body gets used to eating certain food groups, and understanding what these things do to your body, and your organs understand where they're getting certain nutrients from, because they have been in a state of flux for a really, really long time. While I'm doing this, I would also be journaling every day, because what journaling would do is relax, make you more aware of the things that you're doing every day, would also help you. When you log the food you eat every day, it will help you be more aware of the kind of food you're eating. At the same time, I would have matcha, because L-theanine in matcha helps you lose weight, relaxes your body. I would get a full blood test done. This is something I would probably do before the macros, but I would get a full blood test done, understand the nutrients that your body is lacking, and try to incorporate certain food groups, or get supplements to help you reach your minimum need for a certain vitamin or supplement in a day. This is very important, because I did not realize that vitamin B12, vitamin D, all these things, when they lack in your body, magnesium, the kind of sleep you get, all these things are affected by the lack of certain vitamins and hormonal changes, that the presence of these vitamins in your body will start helping you to recover faster, to absorb certain nutrients that even though you're eating certain kinds of food, you are not absorbing. Say, during these 2 months when I'm isolating certain food groups, I would incorporate daily walking. Walking is the most low impact workout you could do to your body. It is not going to create a lot of strain to you. It does not include excessive strain to your body or stress. And the reason I would say walking is the best way to start losing weight is, or losing fat, is because when you start with hit workouts, like when you go really intense in the entire working out and like losing weight journey, you'll get results faster, but it won't stick to your body. Your body won't be getting used to the weight loss. Your body will also start getting more stressed when you're doing hit workouts initially, when you're just starting out. So I would say walking, and then understanding your macros for about 2 months. So in these 2 months, I would also completely cut out alcohol, added sugars, food, gluten. First 2 months, I would remove gluten entirely from my diet. Gluten's your worst enemy, my worst enemy. You need to turn this into a lifestyle change. How do you make this macros that you're eating every day, and isolating certain macros in a day, into a lifestyle change? I would tell you to start a balanced plate where you have food in low glycemic index instead of your gluten. So like millets, oats, steel cut oats, and then have a source of protein, have a salad, have fermented foods. This is your ideal plate. Great if you had some micronutrients, and would be great if you had like seeds and nuts. It's not just about having that plate and eating everything in that plate, and I'll tell you why. Say you have the carbs in your plate first. What happens? When you have the carbs in your plate first, your blood sugar levels rise a lot. And what this rise in your blood sugar levels does is it makes you want to crave more food, makes you hungrier, and leaves you less satiated after eating that one plate of food. What happens when you choose to eat fiber first is your stomach starts getting full. It doesn't spike up your blood glucose levels, and it creates like a little bed in your stomach, or the lining of your stomach, where when you start having the leafy vegetables, then move on to the protein, and then move on to the carbs, when the absorption takes place, then, and the breakdown takes place in your body, your blood sugar levels don't spike as much when you have those carbs, the same amount of carbs. So you feel more satiated when you have a smaller meal. The reason I'm telling you to add fermented foods is because fermented foods help you to diversify your gut bacteria. Sauerkraut, kimchi, pickled vegetables, but not like Indian oiled pickled vegetables. I mean more of like vinegar, salt in fermented veggies like okra and onions. Okra, onions. What else do I eat? Yeah. So what having these gut nutrient food does to your body is that it creates an environment for better metabolism, which you really need when you're trying to lose weight. It helps with nutrient absorption. So even though you're eating certain foods, if you don't have the bacteria that will be able to break down those foods for your body to absorb, then there is no point of you eating that food. So what a diverse gut bacteria will do is it'll help you absorb these nutrients from your food, that will help you lose weight, that will help you be in a safer environment. And it also helps you stabilize your blood sugar levels, which is very important. When you keep having spikes of blood sugar levels in your body has a lot of crashes. These crashes, when you're younger, it won't matter as much, but also it leaves you in spaces of lethargy and makes you want to just be in bed all day and not be as productive. Okay, now what is this gut brain axis? This gut brain axis is nothing but a communication between your gut and your brain. And what this communication helps in doing is that there's a communication between the vagus nerve and the neurotransmitters in your brain. And what happens is when your gut is happy, when you're eating good gut healthy food, your brain starts releasing serotonin and dopamine and all these neurotransmitters that make you feel good about yourself, and mood is better, and the certain behavioral patterns change, your hormonal health is great. So that is why gut brain axis is really important. What this also does is that your cognitive function improves. Stuff like anxiety and depression start reducing. The reason why I think anxiety, depression, and other emotionally unstable things are happening to our generation as compared to the generations before. I'm not disregarding the fact that it used to happen before as well. Is because we eat a lot of processed food, and because we eat a lot of processed food, our body is not being able to create this gut-brain axis. I eat dino nuggets for breakfast sometimes, but it's fine. Losing weight can be a really hard process, especially when it does not show up on your scale. When you're trying to strength train, as well as when you're eating clean, what happens is that fat never turns into muscle. It can't. But what happens is your fat cells, they still exist, but they shrink up, and your muscles start getting more activated, so they enlarge more, or you need more muscle mass in your body, which starts growing. There's more wear and tear that helps you be more lean and makes you appear thinner. But in this process, say this much amount of fat is this much amount of muscle in terms of weight in your body. So it doesn't immediately show up, but it starts showing up sooner than later. The scale may not show it, but the best way to notice these weight loss changes is when your pants start becoming loose and your t-shirts start becoming loose. We've spoken about gut health, we've spoken about the perfect plate. Now I'm going to talk about this book, The Food Mood Connection. The Food Mood Connection is basically a guide to understanding how different foods help you balance certain issues in your body or things that you feel are triggering yourself. So this book talks about depression, anxiety, trauma, OCD, ADHD, and so many more things. How certain food groups affect your body in certain ways, and how you should avoid certain things, and how you should incorporate certain other things. So if you want to learn more about food, this is your guide. I have used the term glycemic index a lot, but I have not really explained what glycemic index is. Not a lot of people know what it is. So I'm going to tell you what glycemic index is. Glycemic index is basically a measuring unit that tells you when you eat certain carb groups how your blood sugar levels rise, and when you have a higher glycemic index food, your blood sugar levels rise higher as compared to when you eat lower glycemic index food. So when your blood sugar levels rise a lot, it also means it gives you crashes. What these crashes indicate is lethargy, the need to want to rest a lot more. When you enter a space of lethargy, you'll be like, oh, I think I should eat some sugar, or I think I should eat more food, it will help me get more energy. So what that means is that you're putting yourself into this pattern of like rises and crashes on your blood sugar levels, which is not good for your body. Your body is not used to having food that spikes your glucose levels this much. So I would eat low glycemic index foods. I love my bread. I cannot give up gluten. I would love to. I have tried, but it just doesn't happen. I want to have my slice of pizza. I want to have my pasta. I want to have my sourdough bread toast every morning. I want to have my bagels. Sure, I'll take the 80-20 approach, but as a college student, I want to have more easy accessible food. So I have realized that if you take your gluten food, like if say I have a loaf of bread, I freeze it. and then when I want to eat it, I reheat it. And in this process of freezing and then reheating, your starch in this food turns into resistant starch. What resistant starch does, it releases blood sugar levels in your body stream at a more slower pace, at a more consistent pace, so it doesn't give you those high spikes. And this is something that I have read a lot about and seen videos about, how people have these like blood glucose monitors, that when they freeze food and then they reheat it, they notice a lower spike in glucose levels. So this is my number one trick of wanting and being able to eat gluten all the time. Why is it harder for a woman to lose weight when she's not in a safe space, or when her body doesn't feel like she's in a safe space? Is because of the evolutionary and biological factors that have taken place over the years. So if I'm putting myself through fad diets, extreme diets, and not eating enough food, my body is not going to lose fat. My body is not going to lose it. And I'll tell you why. It's because your body needs to restore that kind of fat cells in your body to help your body feel safe, so that your reproductive health is good. So unless your body is feeling safe and getting all macronutrients, or like a large chunk of macronutrients and micronutrients that will help you have better cognitive function, hormonal health, your body is, as a woman, is not going to be able to lose weight. So if you're constantly avoiding food, you're doing no favors to your body. When there's emotional regulation incorporated while eating a more balanced meal, your body feels like it's in a state of rest, and it can avoid storing onto fat for future purposes. So it starts releasing fat. So if this is your fat cell, then it will start shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. You'll still hold on to the cell, but the fat, like everything present inside the fat cell, which is fat, is going to leave your body, because your body will feel secure enough to be able to lose this body, because your body will not find the need to store these fat molecules to be able to have energy long-term span. Personally, I also think that weight loss is a mind game. I have been reading a lot about neurolinguistic programming, and I've noticed that the more a person believes that they cannot lose weight, or the more that someone is chasing after losing weight and losing fat, it won't work. It's also a mindset shift, that if I'm coming from a place of hate for my body, keep telling yourself that I hate how my body looks, I hate how my curves look, I hate how I have flabs here and I have flabs here and I have a certain posture. Why is your body going to like love you back enough to be able to make those changes? Like, it's like telling your best friend that I hate how you are, I hate the way you talk, I hate the way you do certain things. Why is your friend going to be your friend? It's not. But when you come from a place of, oh, I really like you as my body, I really like how you look after me and you let me be able to move, and you appreciate your body every day, your body is going to react the same way to you, and is going to start losing the excess fat. It's going to start appreciating you for appreciating it. It's like having your best friend and telling your best friend, I love you, and I love how you are, and I love spending time with you, I love being able to create this bond with you. So your friend in turn is going to want to create that bond with you, is going to want to spend that time with you, is going to want to do the same things that you expect out of them with you, because they feel the need to do it. So this is my 2 cents. Understand that change cannot come from a place of hate. Change will only come from a place of love. If you don't nourish yourself and give yourself that kind of love, it's not going to love you back. Why is protein so important? Protein is broken down in your body during digestion at a much slower pace as compared to fats and carbohydrates. And it also helps you feel more satiated because it takes a longer time to be broken down in your body. So you'd want to eat lesser food, or the amount of food you eat in a day will significantly reduce, because the blood sugar levels are not increasing and spiking like we spoke about before. So this is a question that I know a lot of people think, a lot of people have gone through. But I used to be fat and I worked out and I have muscle now. But I am more prone to gaining weight as compared to my friend here, who has been thin his entire life and has the same, probably the same muscle mass in his body as I do. But why am I more prone to gaining weight because I used to be fat. I explained that when a fat cell reduces in size, when it reduces the fat it has, it still stays in your body. So when you lose weight, you still have the same fat cells in your body that you used to have when you were 25-30 kgs heavier. This friend of yours does not. What this means is that when you have those certain meals and fatty foods, that fat gets stored in those cells again. And when you stop working out, or when you stop being as intense as you're supposed to be, so if you don't keep bettering yourself, these fat cells will start becoming fatty again, which won't happen to your friend as fast as it would happen to you, because you already possess those cells. The energy required to increase the amount of fat in a cell versus creating new fat cells is significantly lower. So you will possess or protect your fat more. Unfortunately, there is nothing you can do about it but not gain weight in the first place. Unfortunately, I have, so I'm prone to gaining weight again and again and again. Of this video, if I were to lose weight again, number one, get blood work done. Get all your vitamins tested. Have your vitamins, have your micronutrients. Isolate macros initially. Let your body understand what these macros are. Start journaling. Create a healthy relationship with your body by understanding your body and loving it. Then move on to a more balanced diet and understand the importance of eating food in a particular order. Understand the need for the gut-brain axis and understanding why your gut health is important in your weight loss journey and also to sustain yourself in the long term. No added sugars, no alcohol. I'm biased towards gluten, so try and have lower glycemic foods on most days. And when you want to have the higher glycemic foods, like wheat, just store it in the freezer and then reheat it and have it as resistant starch. So these were my 2 cents on losing weight. I hope you liked the video. I hope you understand more about weight loss and about why intuitive healing with your body is important and why toxic diets are not going to help you. Like, dieting is not going to help you. So understanding and creating a relationship with your body and the importance of it, I hope you got a little bit of that from this video. Like, share, comment, subscribe. But comment below about like your journey in weight loss, or just understanding your body and your mind connection, or just anything that you want to share with me, or that got triggered in you when I was talking through this video, because it's a really long video. But bye, see you next time.